Alright, so hello. This is going to be a quick little tutorial on how we do the forest early skip in any % no RHA. Someone in the comments asked about this, and so I figured I would make a little tutorial on how it all works, and what's going on, and how you can do the setup for it. So basically, we want to get into the forest temple early on in the run, but there's this big ol' block here that disappears, and we have to go into the future for it to go away. So, Homer Funky is a tasser who discovered this, I believe. I don't know, someone else may have discovered it, and then they just implemented it. But this is the gist of how it works. We're gonna get up on this platform, we're gonna adjust our angle a little bit so that we can actually align ourselves with the wall and do a wall kick off of it. We're gonna do a triple jump, hold back. Alright, we're gonna come up here, do a triple jump, hold back, and now we're up here. We have to get over this little barrier here. So if we try and just jump up on it, it doesn't really work. We can't really get a full triple jump because there's just not enough room. But we can do a side flip, which is pretty much the most height we can get out of it. But even a side flip is really tight. You can't really get up there consistently. So we have to get another tactic. There is a sort of invisible like plane up there in that little corner there around where the edge of this platform is, but higher up. And that's going to push us backwards just slightly to allow us to cross over the barrier after doing a side flip and holding back and everything. So the thing about this is that invisible wall is really hard to like get yourself on just in the right way that it pushes you. There are a couple things that can happen here. We can hit it like that and just bonk off, or bonk, I guess it's not bonking, it's like a bounce thing. I don't know the word for it because I'm a fool. We can get too far into the corner and we can, here, let's see if I can replicate it here. We can die. That's a fun one. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to mess this up, and it's not exactly the easiest thing to do consistently. So we do a couple things in the setup in order to make this a little easier to do. Our main goal is to get a good angle that will allow us to do the whole trick. That's the main difficult thing, because if we can adjust our angle to be just right, we can hold just forward and it'll work the same way every time, assuming that we can get the same angle consistently. Now, there's no real way to always get the same angle, but we can get close. Part of that is with this save block. So, if you don't already know, if you save the game and then hold the R button, Mario will start rotating. So the useful thing about this is now we can save and we can press R, and to get a specific angle that we want to look for every time, we just need to look at how Mario is rotated, and we can sort of judge based on different key points. So like, we can look at his foot, we could look at this. What we're going to look for is we want this right eye to go off screen, and we want the left eye to be just about off screen. So we're going to be looking for something like this, where we can still kind of see the bridge of his nose. We can still kind of see, you know, the left eye. And now we'll see if this angle's good. That looks pretty good to me. So we'll save state under a new slot. We're going to side flip up here. What we're looking for in terms of a good angle on this point is we want Mario to be aligned with this sort of white line here. So there's going to be these like couple pixel triangles here, and then the black squares there, and there's the white line in the middle. You want to be aligned with that. We're going to do our triple jump, hold back. You'll notice when you have a really good angle, all of these steps become easier, because when Mario's angle is tilted more, you get pushed away less when you do a wall kick. Once we're up here, I'll make another save state here. The final setup is we're going to nudge Mario against the wall here. What we're looking for in this case is at Mario's foot. If we imagine the edge of this block here as sort of a line, we want it to point directly into the halfway point of Mario's foot. Where we want to stand can change relative to the angle, but for the one where we have previously Mario aligned with that white line I was talking about, this is exactly where we want to be. From here, we're going to hold straight down, and then once we get to a specific point on this block in the texture, we're going to do a side flip, and the point we're looking for is this little intersecting, like, gray area between the two black spots here, and that's going to be where we want to do our side flip. The reason we go at that specific spot is so that we can get the maximum height out of our side flip before jumping off the wall. Then we're gonna hold down, side flip at that point, and then when we hit the wall, we're gonna do a wall kick and then hold back. So we're gonna go. And that was pretty close, but you can see Mario sort of get pushed forward and we are moving back. We'll do that again. There we go. So that's what the trick looks like when you actually get it. I'll try and show off maybe some examples of what to look for in case you're making mistakes and you don't know what to do. If we go too late on the jump, we'll probably die. If we go too early on the jump, we'll either get that weird bonk or we will just die. That is sort of the folly of this trick, and it'll never really be better than this, is that at the end of the day, there is going to be some human error and you're probably going to have to reset, but it can be made a lot better with this setup and everything. Oh yes, that can happen too. I didn't mention that. Mario can sort of get stuck between the invisible wall and not be able to move back anymore. And in that case, that's actually the most preferable mistake to make, because in a run, you can just land back on the platform and try again. So that's one is fine, as well as I guess the bonking one. That one's pretty harmless as well. There we go. So yeah, it just takes practice. Once you get up here, I mean, the setup is pretty nice, but even once you get up here, it'll still take practice. And it certainly won't work perfectly every time, but you can kind of get to a point where it's safe enough to do in a run. At the end of the day, there's a reason why this trick is not really used or wasn't used for a long time in runs, because it is just very inconsistent for a human to perform. But hopefully this makes it a little easier and you kind of know what to look for, know how to do the setup. And yeah, hopefully this helps out.